Hi, Anita.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
How have you been?
Good, thank you. A little cold here in Maryland, and you? Colder?
It wasn't like it was about 40 today, so not too bad.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'll take it for Chicago.
Just, just the two of us?
Right now. That's okay. I was thinking this was a new agent onboarding because normally Monday nights are.
Yeah, I was surprised to see too, Q&A.
I'll
How's your
take
leg?
that.
All healed up?
No, I'm still doing therapy.
Oh no.
Um, Getting there. It's getting a little better every day. Um, I get sore after therapy and stuff, so I just had therapy a couple hours ago, so here I am.
Glad it helps.
Yeah, I do therapy. I'll do therapy until about January 15th, and then I'll probably start what's called work conditioning, which will get me back in shape for work.
Are you going to the firehouse at all or no?
Yeah, I've been doing desk duty,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I found out I was able to use the rest of my personal time, so I am officially off the rest of the year.
No, good.
So I will take it.
Yes, nice break.
Yeah, I didn't know that I could use it. And so I walked in the office the other day and they're like, "Yeah, you could totally use it." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And so I was like, "All right. See you next
See
year."
ya. Right. I don't blame you.
There's some people coming in now.
Okay.
I'm playing around trying to do some packages for somebody.
Hey everybody.
Hey, good evening.
Hello. Let's see who's here. Hi, Leslie. Haven't seen you before. Brandy, what's going on? And hi, Wendy. Welcome back.
Hey
How's it
there. Nice.
going?
We'll get started in well, I usually start about now. So I usually wait a couple minutes and see if more people show up. So, because this is normally we do new agent onboardings on Monday nights, I'm going to wait a couple more minutes just to see who pops in, if anybody pops in, and then we'll get started. Everybody ready for the holidays?
I am.
Okay.
Uh,
That you, Chad?
That's the Chad.
That's me.
How have you been since Galveston?
Uh, really good.
Good.
Miss Galveston though.
I loved it there.
How was your cruise?
It was nice. It was very nice.
Nice. Good timing too.
Yes, it was.
I wish I could take the time. Well, my wife's a teacher. I wish we could take the time to do that. I mean, she could take the time, um, probably. Um, but it gets a little dicey because it's in the middle of the school year.
Yeah, we had a lot of kids on that cruise. A lot. I guess apparently kids that go year round have like 2 weeks off at Thanksgiving. So
Okay.
it was a lot.
Okay. We'll get started. For those of you that don't know me, and I see Leslie's probably the only one that may or may not have seen me before. I'm Johnny. I've been with Cornerstone since last November. I became a mentor in January, so I'm coming up on my year anniversary. I'm a firefighter in the Chicago area, and then do travel stuff, when I'm not working. Been actually kind of busy with the travel stuff lately, which is good. So this is the Q&A for Monday night. Like I said, we usually do NAOs on Mondays. So I think we wanted to get one in before the holidays in case you guys had any questions about anything. So this is your time to ask any questions. Um, we can go over booking stuff. We can, um, talk about anything, travel business related. I'll try to answer as best as I can. I don't know all the answers, um, but I will help you find the answer as best as I can as well. So, does anybody have a question to start out?
I have a question. And so I just started this venture in November. And
Mhm.
right now, like over the weekend, I got some social media stuff started, and I have someone that's going to be building a website. And I
Okay.
know that I need to put the Cornerstone logo and the SOTs on it, but I'm not finding where to download that so that I can have it sent over to the guy that's doing the website and stuff and use it
So
for forms.
that's an agent access, I believe, under forms. Let me share
Oh,
my
it's under
screen.
forms. Okay.
Oop, I gotta log in.
I s- Okay, you sent me to the right place. I just went in there and I can see where that's at. So that was
Yeah,
easy.
it should be down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you see the business card. So, and what I did is I elongated the logo and then just put the SOT numbers underneath the logo. So you have just one logo with them all there. You can do it any way you want, just as long as they're there
Okay.
on your printed material.
Great. I appreciate it.
No problem. Hi, Cindy. Do you have any questions? Wendy? So I did, if you guys don't have any questions, I did come across something. I have a client that um asked me for a cruise, and it's in March. And they said, we want to make payments. They don't have a credit card. Um, can we make payments? Now they want to do a Norwegian cruise, and Norwegian does accept checks, so you can make payments through checks. However, the cruise they want needs to be paid in full. So I told them, and some of you may not know this, we have access to FlexPay. And I did get rid of let me get into FlexPay. Um, FlexPay is something that you can sign up for and offer payments to people. This is what it looks like. This is what the agent portal looks like. Now you can sign up. It asks you, what agency you're affiliated with. You know, uh, we are affiliated with CLIA, so I signed up through CLIA. I think Travel Leaders Network maybe, or Travel Leaders. If it's Travel Leaders Network, you can sign up through them as well. And this is how it works. Carnival has a version of this, so when you go through Carnival training, um, but the problem is Carnival is strictly just for Carnival. And if you use an email to sign up through Carnival, you have to use a different email to sign up for this version of FlexPay. So here you put what country the borrower is from. You can do a package, a cruise. You can include all this stuff into what they need, and then we're going to put the cruise line as Norwegian. What ship? They want the Star, and then you're going to put in what the cost is. I don't remember exactly what it was. The departure dates. How many travelers there are. And then you're going to put the borrower's information in. So here's the thing, the borrower doesn't have to be a passenger, and that's why it's asking if the borrower is traveling on the reservation. Let's say your mother or grandmother wants to send you on a cruise because you look stressed out. She can do a flex pay and then and do this. So what this does is this you put all this information in, and then you put the client's name in there, and then you can either send the application through text or email. They fill out the application. You get, they'll get an email saying whether they've been approved or not, and then you'll get a notification of that as well. I mean, you can kind of estimate um, payments here too by doing this. Now, this isn't set. They can, estimate their own payments and make their payments as well. Um, and then what would happen is FlexPay sends you basically a virtual credit card, and then you pay for the trip with this virtual credit card. All right. Any questions on that? Now, I will put where you need to go in chat to sign up for this if you're interested in that. Let me get to the website. There you go. All right. What else you guys have for me? Anything? Anything you want me to go over? I mean, literally anything. If
I
not,
have a
I'll go into.
question.
Hi.
Hey, so I booked some friends on Royal in the TLN group, and it was previously 1193. Now I'm looking and there's a prevailing that's cheaper. Is there a way to get that rate and keep the same rooms if it's the same category or no?
You would have to call. So you already put them into the group?
You're in the TLN group, yes.
Did you book them through the TLN group?
I booked them on Cruising Power in the TLN group.
Okay. But with TLN rates.
Yes.
So what you'd have to do is call Royal's group department and ask if that's possible. I do not know if that prevailing rate is available to reprice into. Um, you could actually see if it is available and see if you can reprice them yourself. So what you would do is go into the reservation, and then on the left-hand side under promotions, you'd click on promotions, and then you'd pull up the different fares available in those promotions. There should be some group fares in there, and just see if that prevailing rate is available in there, and you can see when you click on it versus what you have now, and I would pay attention to what your cost is right now. Um, it will split it, and once you click on them, it would split them into two different screens. or columns and show you what your current promo is and what the one that you're looking at is. And you can click on it. It'll ask you if you want to, continue. So you want to pay attention to the cost, obviously. So you might be able to just do that without having to call. That's how you reprice on Royal. Is I usually go to the promos and see if there's any new promos available, and it creates those two columns, and then you tell them which price that you want. Okay. I'm not sure if it will do it for the group or not, but if not, just call the groups department.
Okay, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Or if you're on the reservations on the left-hand side, if you click categories, and then that will open up the 3 columns again, and you'll see if, like, if you have an ocean view, you'll see if there's a price at ocean view. If not, then you do have to call them. And I've only had one time where they've told me it was for a new booking only, but other than that, they've always repriced.
Yeah, that makes more
Yeah,
sense that the categories would be easier, especially for the prevailing rates.
yeah, I went to categories and I did pull them up, both of them. But they have connecting rooms now, so I just want to make sure that we keep that connecting room. So I'll just call groups just to make sure.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to lose their rooms.
as long as that prevailing rate is under the same category, it should not change anything other than the rate.
Okay.
I've actually done this quite a few times with cruising power. Usually I just call and I've actually done it multiple times with one client for their room, and they'll just keep matching the lower price, with the exception occasionally they will say, yeah, it's only for a new room, but sometimes even then they'll kind of fit something in for me.
Okay, thanks. I'll try that.
Yeah, I've repriced several times. So there's two trains of thought about putting them in the Travel Leaders Network group. If you do it, I mean, if you book them into the group, they're in the group. So anytime you have to reprice, you have to call. Um, Generally, sometimes you can do it online, depending on what you want to reprice them into. I've mostly had to call. Now, if you're doing a fit booking, that's cheaper than the groups, I would wait to maybe the last month before the cruise to transfer them into the group, because then you can do all your repricing through Cruising Power, and you don't have to call the groups department. So that's just
Right.
something
Yeah,
that
this one I didn't transfer over. It was just in that middle column, the TLN
perfect.
group. So that's how I booked it. I didn't book it
Yeah,
in TLN or transfer it over there to them.
right. And that's going to happen because sometimes those group rates are way better than the prevailing rates or the promo rates. I've done demonstrations for the Q&As and shown that you can save a person like $600 sometimes by doing those.
Yeah, this one's 400, $100 per person. So it's a big difference.
Yeah. So yeah, you can call them. Do you need the number to
I've
go?
got it. I
Okay.
love groups. I'm used to doing the group changes. Just wasn't used to the TLN. That was my only question. In the room,
Okay.
obviously.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a
Like you.
question. I booked for the first time a hotel in Snap. So I've done
Yes.
airlines before, but not a hotel. And it was a Fairfield by Marriott. Um, it did not show my commission, and I called them about it. I had another question too. Um, but I'm not sure when putting it in tests, and because Snap isn't listed or Agent Universe isn't listed, so I would pick other. But
Right.
or am I putting Marriott down?
You're gonna put other because you booked it through Snap. And so what you do is you put other, and then in the description you put Snap booking for Marriott or
Because actually, if I
whatever.
log into Marriott, I can see those bookings there
Yeah, and that will happen, but because you booked it through Snap,
through. Okay.
for one, we want to keep track, of how often we're booking through Snap.
Okay.
So you're gonna put Snap in there.
So is it actually Snap that's going to pay Cornerstone and not technically Marriott?
I'm not sure how that payment stuff
Okay.
works. But if you're
But
booking
Snap.
it through Snap, put
Okay.
Snap into test, please,
Yep.
because if you don't, yeah, it could cause payment problems,
Right. Thanks.
You're welcome. So the advantage of booking through Snap is you can book, it's like a direct connection to the hotels and stuff. And so from what I understand, um, clients can still get their loyalty points because you book through Snap, because it's almost like you're booking directly with those suppliers. Whereas if you book through Expedia, Tap, or price agencies, that's considered a third party, and they wouldn't get those loyalty points. I love Snap because of the ability to have live pricing, because you're basically using a GDS, which stands for Global Distribution System. I'm not sure how that all works in the travel scheme of things, but it's basically the old type of system that travel agents had to use. You needed to know all the codes and stuff. And in the electronics world and the world of online, they've made it simpler for us to do that through Snap. But it is a direct connection to those hotel chains as well as airlines as well. All right. Hi, Casey.
Hello.
Question about
Got anything you want?
Carnival.
What about Carnival?
Um, I've got a cruise coming up in April, and the guest number one may not be able to go. Can I change the guest?
Um, well, I've heard two trains of thoughts on that. I thought that you wouldn't be able to do it. And then somebody says that they do allow you to change the primary guest. So you can try doing it,
Okay.
um, and go CCL and see what it tells you. There may be a change fee associated with it. Um,
Okay. Yeah,
so
because we haven't hit final payment yet. It comes in January, so I want to try to do that as soon as possible.
right, but again, depending on the fare that you booked,
Hmm.
there may be there's usually a $50 change fee. So you can
Okay.
try to change it and go CCL and see what it tells you. It will give you a
Okay.
warning if you can't, and then if not, you can call them.
All right. Thank you.
I have a similar situation where I have a Carnival cruise booked. However, it's the second passenger that is no longer coming. It's ironically a couple, and they broke up. So the first passenger is like, "I'm still going, but what do I do?" And I said, "Well, there's two things you could do: find somebody else to go, or just go." And she just doesn't show up because we are past final payment. Actually, the cruise is coming up in just over a month.
Hopefully she doesn't show.
Well, this is like the third time they've broken up, and he's like, "I'm done. I'm not taking her back." It's funny when your clients tell you all the dirt. Unfortunately, I had a client call me today for that same cruise. They're going to go on that cruise. The wife is sick in the hospital with pneumonia, and he doesn't know that if she'll be ready to or healthy enough to go on the cruise, and was a little worried about what to do. It is supposed to be their first cruise, but luckily we did get insurance, so I assured him there's nothing to worry about. That insurance will take care of things if she's not able to travel. So, and I was hearing something today. Um, I think it was even on the radio when I was going to therapy for my leg today, about how important it is to get travel insurance, especially in these times, where there's seems to be a lot more delays. It's winter weather season. flu and COVID season. So, when you bring all that up to your clients, hopefully they'll be smart and get travel insurance, because you just never know. I was supposed to travel um, a week after I broke my leg. Luckily, I did take out an insurance policy, and I was able to get my money back on my flights. I was able to cancel everything else, but my flights, and it was a super simple process.
Speaking of insurance, I use AAA, I think it's Alliance. Um, but they cover missed ports for cruises. So if your cruise changes, I live in Florida, so we go out of the Florida ports during hurricane season. So if any ports are missed, they give you $100 per port that's missed and per person. Kids under 17 are free. So I think like $80 for travel insurance, and it includes like lost baggage, 75,000 helicopter, like it does all the medical things, but that skipped port is really convenient for us. It's just another benefit
And who's that through?
through AAA. I'll add the link in the chat.
Do you have to be a member through AAA for it?
You do not. I actually seen it in one of my Facebook groups for cruising, and I clicked on the link, went right over there. You don't have to enter a AAA number or anything. It's just part of their um, travel insurance.
Okay. Just remember, there's only a couple insurance companies that we partner with. And so if you do something like this, you don't get a commission for it. So, and I don't know how like Allianz and Chubb handle skipped ports. I know, if you're delayed or, you have to change your flights, they do cover that. So maybe they would cover you having to go to another port. So anything else you guys want to go over or talk about? Is there a cruise line that you may not be familiar with and how to book through them? Um, we can talk all inclusives. We could talk about VAX. We can talk about net bookings. There's a lot of options.
I have a question. I had someone express interest in assistance with an itinerary to go to a specific area in Egypt in about a year from now. Is there a particular supplier that works better for trying to go through and make the magic happen?
You said it was a particular area in Egypt?
Yeah. This lady has a friend that lives there and she wants to go visit her in about a year, next year, towards the end. Let me see, what was the in Hurghada, Hurghada.
Okay. That's a tough one because she just wants to go visit a friend, right?
Yeah, so I need to get more. I'm going to be sending her an intake form to ask her a lot of questions so I can find out more. Like, is she going to need accommodations or just flights? And
Okay. Well, I mean, the first supplier that comes to mind is GoAway, because GoAway can customize just about anything for you. So
Mhm.
if she's just looking for, airfare and transfers, they may be able to provide all that, without fancy tours and stuff. With GoAway, basically fill out an intake form asking what your client, or telling them what your client is looking for, and they
Mhm.
curate something for you. Um, if it's something as simple as, finding flights for her and then maybe some transfers, you can probably do that on your own through like Snap. Um, um, Other than that, I don't know anybody else that just would handle that type of situation. Normally, it's tours and stuff,
Hmm.
of popular tourist areas.
Oh, I'm gonna do my best to try to sell her some ideas on that. But
Right,
while she's there, how often do you get to go to Egypt? You might want to go and check out some of these things.
of course.
Mm. Okay.
But I love those challenges. I love those cool trips that are out of the norm because I love that challenge of putting together something for somebody.
How long does it normally take to put together like an itinerary like that?
Go away with I think the longest it's taken them is maybe a week for me, but usually it's within a couple days depending on how busy they are.
You said go away,
Go away.
and you
GOWAY.
and you just tell them where they're going, when they want to go, how many people, and then they'll send you something?
Yep. So let me show you their
Okay.
website. Come on. My computer's being a little slow. So this is their travel agent portal, and you just go to quote now. And then over here on the left-hand side, you fill it out. Agent first name, agency name, blah, blah, blah. How should they contact you? What kind of trip are you looking for? So, I mean, here it does say air only. So Leslie, you could definitely do that. Independent trips, whatever. Um, Estimated budget, how long they want to be gone for, departure dates, how many passengers, and then it asks you, what cities they want to see, what level of accommodations they want. Do they want transfers? They do want to do excursions or tours? Any details they may want, any specifics. Maybe they want to be escorted around. You put all that stuff in here, and then Go Away has an agent that will throw an itinerary together for you, and then you're all set. Um, Let me see.
We need to sign up Go Away Pro Cornerstone. Is that part of the
Yeah,
suppliers?
that's one of our suppliers.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I have an example of their itinerary. If we can take a look at it, it might be expired. Let me see here. Nope, I don't have anything saved anymore. But so what Go Away does is that they'll send you an itinerary and with the breakdown of everything and how much it's going to cost and what your commission is going to be. And then there's also a link for you to send to your client, and your client will see that minus the commission, and they can take a look and see everything broken down. It's really neat, and simple. They make it really simple for you. And I believe the client can book straight through their website, if they're interested. So that helps save you credit card authorizations as well. That was a good question.
I have
So
a sorry, good.
no, go ahead.
I have a client cruising out of Port Canaveral in July of next year and looking to go to Universal for a few days. Do you know, is it better to go directly through Universal to get tickets? I saw, I think it was Price Agency had some. Somebody told me Vex, but I've been locked out of my account, so I have to get that opened back up again.
So Vex is the official booking engine for Universal.
Okay.
So I do recommend going through them because then you would be dealing directly with them if there's any issues. Um, and to be honest, I, price agencies does do an upcharge usually for tickets, to pay for your extra commission that you would earn. Um, so you really have to compare. If it's just tickets, I would compare, see what price agency has. There's only been one time where I found tickets cheaper on price agencies than, like, let's say, the Disney website when I was doing Disney. Other than that, lately, the Disney website has been the cheapest. Now, the thing is, Disney doesn't pay for tickets, and I'm not trying to defer from Universal, but just so you guys know, anything under 3 days or anything under 3 days, Disney doesn't pay a commission. So let's say somebody wants to go to Disney for 2 days, you
Yeah.
won't earn a commission. Now, on price agencies, you will, but they're going to pay sometimes hundreds of dollars more. So if you have a savvy Disney person and they know how much tickets are, and you're all of a sudden charging them $200 more, what that might piss them off, to be honest. So you have to be careful with that. Um, so think about that, before you present it to them. If there's other components, it's a no-brainer. I'm not going to worry about the ticket commissions. I mean, but that's my opinion. Um, so are they just looking for tickets?
They're gonna need a hotel for like 2 nights too, 2 or 3
Okay.
nights, actually.
So, so Universal has the package deals that you can get in there and see what best fits them. And they'll have a list of different packages you could possibly put them in. And did you say that they were going on a cruise and then wanted to do Universal?
Yes, they want to do Universal a few days before the cruise. Yes.
So they have a cruise package where they provide transportation from the port and stuff to as part of the package. So that's something to maybe think about or check
And
into.
should I look at Vex for that, all of that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Another good question. So I always recommend, for those of you who are fairly new, go into these booking engines and just look into, what's available. Especially Vax has a ton of different suppliers. And here, I'm gonna try to get in there and just show you guys. We still have about 20 minutes in our session, so why not play around? Let me get our number for Vax. The only thing I don't like about Vax is that you have to put the agency ID in every time. Okay, so over here you have the different brands. So we have Apple Vacations, Blue Sky, Busch Garden Vacations, Discovery Cove, SeaWorld, Sesame Place. Um, when they're no longer doing Southwest Vacations. So what you have Travel and Leisure, Go, Travel Impressions, United Vacations. These are all places, all different suppliers you can look at. And here through Apple Vacations, you can do hotels and flights, just hotel only. Optional transfers, just flight and cars, flights only. Groups as well. FunJet's very similar in that. You can do Europe and Asia. You can do skiing. SeaWorld, that's going to be, basically tickets. They have a bunch of different packages available here through Orlando and San Antonio and San Diego. Let's see. Travel and Leisure Go. Some all-inclusives. Hotels and resort condos. A destination of the year, Thailand. That'd be cool. And then when you go into Universal will list out all their different packages here as well. Save more vacation package, create your own vacation, exclusive vacation packages. This is what I was talking about, the Travel Advisor exclusive cruise package. Theme park tickets and features only. So like if they wanted to do a special VIP tour, you would include that. A Latin America theme park tickets and features. So they do give discounts to people coming from Latin America and obviously Florida as well. And sometimes they have like those Harry Potter uh, vacation packages in here as well. So, get in here and play around and see what's what and see what works best for your clients. The biggest thing, if they're a pass holder, you can go to the annual pass holder vacation um, package here. And, the rates for the hotels are a little cheaper if you're an annual pass holder. So, make sure to ask them that if they're a pass holder or not. So that's Vax in a nutshell. It's a great resource, especially if you're doing all inclusives. I always take a look at FunJet and Apple Vacations just to see if they have any comparable um, packages. And sometimes they're cheaper than like Vacation Express. I like how Vacation Express does things, and it's generally cheaper, but not always. What kind of trips is everybody planning lately? Mostly cruises? Yeah, cruising is boomed lately. No, Justin's popping in here without saying hello.
I was gonna interrupt. Hey,
And
while we
he's
got
been
a sec, if you got a second, can Chad show the MSC thing for the training?
Oh,
Do
sure.
you mind, Johnny?
no.
Yeah. Give me a second. It's my first time sharing my screen. Let me get that up.
Yeah, y'all were talking, so I wasn't gonna interrupt.
So what is this MSC thing we're talking about?
Well, the MSC education training's been down, and Chad said he was able to get into it. I've got to learn MSC. I don't know nothing about them.
Okay, let me. Is it that share at the bottom that I click to share the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still showing unavailable for me.
Yep, but let's see. There, I still clicked into it.
Mm-hmm.
I did end up it worked on this browser before, but it's also worked on there's a different one that I use too. The biggest thing that I was having problems with is it kept on wanting to do open up a new browser and it was blocking that. So that's one thing to check for too.
Okay.
I did get another screen that popped up for me. And it's asking for my username.
Yep. That's a good sign. Sometimes it sticks on this page though, like where it's trying to load.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I'll try to go in and mess with it. I mean, got I can get logged in. I just can't get it to. I'll check my pop-up blocker stuff too.
I'm closing some of my windows too. Oh, there we go.
It says it's going to send me an email to reset my password for it because I don't remember if I had a password for that one. So we'll see what pops up.
I think I got to come back in. There you go. Okay, so yeah, so if you got this to come up, you're doing good.
Yep, that's what I was in.
Sure, now it's going to be like this.
Yeah, so I was able to do a password reset. I've yet to get the email for the password reset. But I will say, just to be, on the safe side of things, if it's still saying that it's unavailable, it could be because the system's still not working.
Well, so then, I mean, now it brought me to that. It'll send a verification code to my Gmail.
So this is
This is for the learning. The
okay, because that looked different than what I was
that
doing.
yeah, it was the other. It went from the other page to this after I put in my login information.
Okay. I had to reset my password because I know I've done the MSC training, but I didn't have my password saved in there.
Yeah,
Let me try another thing.
and then under learning courses, and then they'll populate right here, all 8 of them, and then just go into each one.
Yeah, I,
And
I got I
each
got
one.
into this, but it would go like for 2 minutes and then wouldn't do
Oh,
anything. I don't I'll
yeah,
have
because
to
then once I get that, it pops up with a new screen, and then yeah, you click on each of these icons, go through each one.
okay. All right,
But
I'll give that a shot tomorrow then.
yeah, and you can always give me a call or text if you have any questions or whatever. But yeah, I got all the way through and
Cool.
I
Thank you.
got it all the way through and I got it to work. Got my certificate things.
Cool. Yeah, I've been through the program, but for some reason it never saved my password apparently.
Hmm.
And so I can't, it's not letting me get in now. And I did do a password reset, but I've yet to get that email. So we'll see if it pops up. All right. Let's see. We got about 12 minutes or so left. Anything you guys can think of to talk about? I know it's the holidays, so things are a little slow when it comes to people booking stuff, but you never know when those last minute trip ideas pop up and such. So I know just yesterday I was planning 3 trips and then I had somebody request another trip today. So I hope you guys are having the same success. Um, what is everybody doing to let people know that you are booking? Go ahead and share what you're doing.
Most of mine has just been word of mouth or people I meet. They might mention something about, wishing they could go somewhere, or I just tell them, hey, I'm a travel agent. If you have any place you want to go, I can find you some pretty good deals, and hand them my card. And usually I hear back within a few days.
So one of the things I do is when I talking to people, and normally, you greet somebody and you'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" And I'll say, "I'm doing pretty good. I've been really busy with my business." And then they'll usually follow up, "Well, what's your business?" And I'll say, "Well, I'm a travel agent, and I plan travel for people." And they'll say, "Oh, wow, we've been wanting to go on a vacation, or we've been wanting to do this or that." And I'll say, "Well, using a travel agent doesn't cost you anything. So if you want to use me, here's my card. I'd be happy to help you out and find you the best pricing." I never say deals because um, then people expect you to find a deal, and then sometimes you just can't. Make sense? How about anybody else? What are you gals doing?
I'm pretty new. I just joined Cornerstone October 31st. I published my Facebook page December 2nd. Just I did that whole month of like training Royal and just a few to get, in and to um get a little under my belt, booked my own cruise first. And then from December 2nd to now, I've booked 6 friends and family members on cruises. So I just shared my Facebook with my family and friends on my page. They've shared it. So I have 50 followers now and over 2,300 views, which isn't a lot, but in 20 days, I'll take it. Um, and that's it. Now I'm working on doing like little gift baskets for the mail to the people that I've booked to keep them coming back.
Nice.
And
And
so
what are you
they and
including? What are you including in your
um
gift basket?
so little business cards so they can pass out to friends. I also found like the lanyards with the cruise stuff on it so they can use for their badges, for their cards. Also nail clippers with my logo on it. They were $1.30 on Temu for bulk. So I got for 10 for $13, which is pretty amazing. It comes with a nail file and it's a travel nail kit. Um, Little nail files, those were 10 cents a piece. So just little things like that that I think people forget to take on trips. So the lanyards and the nail clippers, but also putting my business cards in there so they can hand them out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean each little one will cost less than $3. I'm not sure how much it'll cost to ship, but they don't weigh that much, so hopefully not much, but for what I'll get out of it, I think it's worth it.
Great. No, I've sent lanyards and luggage tags to people before. Now I haven't done anything fancy. I've basically sent them directly from Amazon. but people have appreciated doing that. If somebody is local, I'll have it shipped to my house, and maybe I'll throw in like a beach bag, a cheap beach bag, with it too. That way I'm not having it sent to my house and then having to put it together and then reship it out, just cost wise. Because you can do that stuff as well.
I think anything with your name on it to get them to pass them out. Speaking of that, how do you give gifts? So I have a some friends that I booked on Royal. Let's say I want to give them some strawberries, chocolate dip strawberries in the room. Do you do that on Cruising Power?
Yes, you go through the cruise planner, which is on the left hand side in that column of the reservation. Are you familiar with that?
No, but I can find it. Well, does
Okay.
it say that it's from me or will it just be a gift sitting there in the room?
I don't recall if you can do, no, yeah, you can leave a message or a little note
Okay,
for
perfect.
them.
I wouldn't necessarily trust the cruise line to put your note there though, so you may want to let them know when they're going, hey, I sent a little something to your room, let me know if you get it or that.
Exactly.
Okay, good to know.
Anita, what do you do? Do you do anything special?
I normally do gift bags for my clients. I do like a little waterproof bag and put the lanyards. I've put some the lounge chair bands in there. I do business cards with a thank you note. Justin had a good idea a while ago. Use the magnetic um what is that called? Like the magnets so that you just get like the whole sheet of magnet and put your business card on, and then you can cut them out yourself. I put them on there. So I
Mhm.
haven't really shipped anything. I did have people go out of South Carolina and they had kids, so I did send from Amazon some ducks and the luggage tags. Um, yeah, I'm really bad. I've been a year doing this and I'm really, really bad with my Facebook. So, and posting. So I really need to get better at that.
So I just have like Social Share Pro, post on it. And then you have Ralio through Cruising Power that posts too. I'm bad, once in a while too. I'll have a custom post that I'll throw in through my Facebook um things.
Mm.
You know, Now a lot of my stuff comes just from word of mouth and my circles of friends and family. So I'm lucky in that aspect. But Justin, I don't know if he's still on here, is really good, with his Facebook.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
here.
you want to talk about what you do, bud?
Uh, a lot of my stuff also comes from Alio, Social Share Pro. I'm just, I'll get on TikTok, I'll post a video, a little green screen meme through Meme, whatever people call them. I don't know, from the CapCut video editing. Um, so I'll post stuff like that. Then I'll share it. Then I can put it on my Instagram. It'll share directly to Facebook. Um, Anytime I make a booking, I, thank people for coming or thank people for booking, things of that nature. Um, and then, I'm always constantly posting. Sometimes I think I post too much, but uh, you know what is less is more, or is more people see stuff about traveling? Is that better? I don't know. I feel what I'm doing is working, so I'm just gonna keep maintaining.
Are you just using your personal Facebook accounts or did you create a new one for your agency?
I done a business page and then linked it to my personal page where I can just transfer back and forth. And then you link the Meta Business Suite to your Instagram, and that way Instagram will cross post to the Facebook, but you can't vice versa. Makes absolutely no sense. I can't post on Facebook and it throws on Instagram. It blows my mind.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question, Johnny.
Okay.
I know at the convention Amy was talking about she was going to do a training thing on the incentive program.
Okay.
But I guess like is that something I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm part of it, but uh would that be something where we could give that to like a raffle of all of our clients for the year as like a thank you, and one of them win it? Would that be?
So that's what I do. Anybody who's used me in the last quarter, I usually raffle off something quarterly or an incentive off quarterly. Um, I'll put everybody that's used me, essentially if they haven't won, if they've used me in the last year and they haven't won, I throw everybody's name in the hat. Um, if you've given referrals, I might put your name in twice, stuff like that. And then I'll do a Facebook thing, with one of those raffling things. I forgot what they call them. The little wheels, and I'll do a Facebook Live, so people know I'm not, spinning it over and over again until I get the right person. So I'll do that, and then I'll tell people, hey, you've won this. What they do with it is up to them. I've given probably 3 or 4 trips away, and I've only had one person actually go through with it so far. So it's really up to them what they want to do. And I think people just haven't gone through, what they need to do to, finish the deal, because one, they're already booking some type of trip with me. So now they have to plan another trip, and sometimes that's not in the cards for them. But it is a nice incentive to have. And the person that did go through it with it was a new customer that I gave away. I set up a little booth or a little display at a charity auction, and you're raffling off the cruise when the cruise was available, and there was hundreds of dollars they put in for this opportunity, and then this particular person won it, and they got the cruise, and they're got have it booked for January or February.
Is there an expiration then on that once they win that?
Once they activate it, it's usually they have like an up to a year to actually book the travel.
Okay, great. Thanks, Johnny.
As far as the incentives expiring, I don't think they do. They change. Like we don't do, um, we don't do the cruise anymore. And to be honest, it's because of my clients. Um, the incentive company messed it up and charged him full price, and he got done booking it and then went to the Carnival website to see what it would cost him, because he thought it was a little expensive, and it was actually cheaper to go through the Carnival website than what he was charged. Long story short, Amy had some words with the incentive company, and Cornerstone ended up paying for his trip, because they stand by. And this is one of the reasons I love Cornerstone. Amy will back us up as agents and back up anything she does. Unfortunately, the agency ate the cost, and to the point where Amy paid my client back for what he paid already. So that is one reason we don't do cruises anymore, because there's something awry with the cruising portion of the incentives.
Do you know, on our site somewhere, my incentives, my year is probably expiring sometime soon. Do you know if Cornerstone will reach out and say, hey, they're expiring? Do you want to reissue or?
Honestly, I don't know either because mine should be coming up too. So I'm not sure how that, how that is handled.
Right.
Um, I guess we'll find out together. Uh,
Okay. Or just
uh,
January 1, rebuy them.
right. So, I think I'm trying to remember, if there's something in, your account that will show you when those are due. Let me get an agent access and see. I don't think so.
Mhm.
Um, other than your emails, when you got your incentives. So it may just expire and then you just have to re-up them.
That's true. Okay.
All right. All right, folks. We've been on an hour now, so I appreciate everybody showing up tonight on a Monday night, before the holidays, somewhat of a smaller crowd. I hope we're able to answer all your questions. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and if I don't see you, a Happy New Year. We're gonna rock 2026 for sure. You know, there's I've seen the training schedule for 2026. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to train. We're going to be bringing in more suppliers. So, you know, we're moving forward, always moving forward and making things better for everybody. So I'm really looking forward to it. Um, again, I think, we're very limited as far as training this week because of the holiday. So, pay attention to the training schedule. I don't think there's much going on tomorrow. There may be some group meetings. I'm not sure because I don't have the calendars pulled up right now. But um, with that said, everybody, all right. As far as tomorrow, yeah, there's only one group Q&A in the morning, and then we're off until next Monday. So everybody have a good Christmas, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye,
Merry
y'all.
Christmas.